Welcome back, you guys. Today we have a little bit different of a video for you. Obviously you can see it's a little stormy here in Arizona right now, and we happen to be in overseed. So I'm getting creative, and a few of you have wanted to hear some of my drills for my short game. So I'm going to teach you my favorite, all-time favorite chipping drill that I did all through college, all through professional golf, and then I'll show you my favorite putting drill that I have a feeling you're gonna hate. But we're gonna run through it, and hopefully this will improve your short game. Also, we're at Arrowhead Golf Club today, so shout out to Arrowhead. This course is beautiful, I can't wait to see it. Okay, so for this chipping drill, you're going to need 8 to 10 golf balls. I had 8 golf balls in my bag, so we're doing 8 today. And I pick one hole, and then I'm going to line up all of the golf balls in a straight line all the way back. So I started my first one just off the green here, and then my last one is over here. Another huge tip for chipping and putting drills is use your own golf balls. Do not use the range balls. You're not gonna play with the range balls out on the course, so use the ball that you might be playing with on the course. Usually I would have Pro V ones, but 8 balls is a lot of balls, and some of them I think are Bridgestone and TaylorMade, but most of them are Pro V ones. Okay, so you're gonna line them all up, and then you're gonna grab all of the clubs that you may chip with. I chip with my 60 degree and my 56 degree, and then we're gonna get started. All right, so we're gonna start with this very first ball right off the rough here, right off the green, and decide which club you're gonna wanna chip with. So for this shot, I'm going to chip with my 56 because I have enough room to run it out, and I wanna keep this on the ground as long as possible. I could also use my putter here, but there's just kind of some like bumpy spots in this grass. So I'm looking at all of the terrain here and everything I would have to get through. Instead, I don't wanna have to get through that. I'm going to chip right over it and let this ball release out. The goal of this drill is getting up and down as many times as possible. So if you see over here, I have my putter, my lovely putter sitting here, and I'm going to use this on every single shot. So after each ball that you chip, you're going to go and putt it out. You can't chip, 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 and then go putt all 8 or 10. You need to chip one, putt one. See how many up and downs you get. So let's start with this one. Gonna pick my spot. Ooh, I just blew that by. Blew it by. Okay, so now that's my putt. I have to go make that putt for an up and down, and then we count them. Make sure when you are doing this drill, you're taking your time on each putt. You're going through your routine, you're lining it up, and doing what you would do out on the golf course. All right, didn't get our up and down there, so we're 0 for 1. One of the most important parts about practicing is practicing like you'll play. That's why we also use the golf balls that we would play with, is the most important part. 0 for 1, I'm just gonna set this off to the side, and we move on to our next chip. I'm still going to use my 56 on this one because I still have enough room to run out. Once I get back to these further ones, I might switch to my 60. That was much better. Much better. Right, we should be able to make that putt. I'm gonna take the pin out on this one. Okay, we're 1 for 2. We got an up and down. Good job, guys. This chip also really breaks away more than I thought. And with the wind today, it's like just rolling that ball out. All right, we're on our 3rd shot here. Go, go, go. This does get a little bit exhausting over and over and over again, but it really does make your chipping so much better. And at the same time, you're also working on your putting. Now this course is going into overseed soon, so don't pay too much attention to the green here. It's usually in great shape out here. Not a great attempt at that putt. All right, we're 1 for 3, but that's okay. Your goal, I would say, should be 50%. You should be able to get 50% up and down, but the real kicker here is after you do all 8 or 10, however many you have, you start all over again and you try and beat your first record. Go in, 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 go in. I think that's about 1/2 of a roll to go. Boop. Okay. 2 for 4? 2 for 4. Okay, we're back at 50%. That's not too bad. I think I'm down to my 5th ball, and I'm starting to get further away from the green. I think I'm going to switch to my 60 because I just feel like the further I am now, the more I want it to get a little bit higher, land a little bit softer. Oh, I gotta carry those further now if I'm gonna switch to my 60. All right, but I've had this putt before, so I should be able to make it, right? All right. 2 for 5. Soft, soft, soft. Okay, that was the kind of chip that I was trying to do on the last one. Definitely get a little more spin on it. Those further shots, I want them to land a lot softer. Okay, 3 for 6, 50%. This drill also teaches you how to play different shots because as you get further from the pin, you're gonna need to mix it up, get a little more creative. So that's me switching to my 60. That's the idea. I'm playing a higher, softer shot now. Oh, soft, soft, soft. It's not bad. I really got a lot of that back here, and it's a little bit wetter, but that's the other thing. Like when you start moving back a little bit further, the grass is gonna change, believe it or not. Like the grass up here is way different than the grass back there that's really thick. So it's just teaching you how to play different shots. All right, we were 3 for 6. This would put us at 4 for 7. Don't like leaving that short. Okay, 3 for 7. Going into our last ball, I want to have 50%, so we need to make this up and down. Or just hold it. Ooh, weird kick, but I think we can make that. Pressure's on here. I want that 50%. Ugh, no. Okay, that's fine. So it's 3 for 8. So now I know what I need to work on, and now I would go and do it again. So I would set that back up at the same hole and try and beat that score, and then you can move on to a different hole, a different type of shot, and do it all over again. That's the idea. Keep practicing, try it. You guys are gonna love it. You might hate it at first, but it is really fun, and try to get to 50% because that's really going to make a big difference in your game and start shedding those strokes off. All right, let's move on to putting. All right, the putting drill, the deadly putting drill. For this drill, you're going to need 12 tees, and I use 4 balls. I think it's easiest with 4 balls. So this is the star drill. If you've never heard of it, now you have. You're going to put 4 tees around the hole at around 2 to 3 feet from the hole. So I just measure them out quickly. 1, 2, I go like that. Good, 1, 2, kind of like that. Okay, that's your first circle. And then, you see where this is going? You're gonna go, boop, 2 more. This last one should be about 6 feet. So that might be a little far. 3, 6, yeah. Maybe we move these in just a little. Okay. Doesn't have to be perfect. All right, so now that you have all 12 tees on the ground, you're gonna put 1 ball at each location. This is your first, the inner circle is your first circle, second circle, third circle. The goal is to get around the entire circle without missing a putt. You, again, want to practice like you play. So once you start getting towards the end and you're on that outer layer circle, it starts to become way, way, way harder. So these first ones should be fairly easy. They're short putts. Another part of this drill, the reason for this drill, is so that you can hear it and see it going in a bunch of times. So this inner circle shouldn't be hard. You should be able to easily make all of these putts, but giving yourself the confidence and hearing the ball go in over and over again makes a big difference. I missed, which means I have to start over. I was not paying close enough attention. So we start over right at the top. This is a drill that could take you a while. It's a frustrating one, but it's such an important part of your game. You should be spending, when you go to practice, which you should be practicing, you should be spending most of your time on the chipping and putting green. All right, now we move to the second layer. It sounds like I'm like baking a cake or something. Moving on to the second layer. All right, make sure you read your putts, and we go from there. I'm already feeling the little nerves of like, I don't want to miss. I want to make these putts. Okay, and then we move to the last ring of circle, the hard one. This should be about 6 feet. So when you're measuring them out, you could even start measuring the 6-footers first and then space them equally from there. This will help you when you're out on the course. These 6-footers won't look so difficult anymore, because you will have made so many over and over and over again that these will start to look so much easier. Oh, I thought I had that one. All right, so you guys get the idea of that drill, but one last tip I can leave you is my favorite drill to do in the whole wide world that you would definitely hate. I did this drill the week of every tournament, every single day. I made 100 putts, 100 3-foot putts every day leading up to a tournament in my college career and my professional career. It sounds tedious, but you need to make them in a row, or get yourself to make 50 in a row and then finish the next 50 and then go from there. Start to work your way up to 100 putts in a row. Once you start getting to the 70th putt, the 75th, 80, it puts so much pressure on you, which is good, because it's hard to recreate the pressure that you're going to have out on the course, in a tournament, in your member, in trying to make your personal record. It's hard to create that pressure. So this is a way to create the pressure, and it really is the best thing that you can do for your putting. You're gonna see so many putts go in that by the time you're on the course with a 3-footer or 4-footer, you know that you've made 100 every single day for the last however long. So That's the best piece of advice I can leave you. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like little teaching videos like this, please let me know. And we'll see you next week. Bye.